What makes a great heroic moment? I feel like if you were to ask most big budget Hollywood filmmakers working today, they wouldn't know. Of course, there's no shortage of really awesome scenes, but there's a notable lack of big moments that feel truly authentic and stir any form of genuine, rousing emotion. Over the last decade or so, there's been a major decline in powerful, character-driven spectacle. We're given a lot of these cool sequences where characters do badass stuff, but most of them just feel like they're imitating moments from films that worked their asses off to build gargantuan heroic feats, where the spectacle is earned and thus emotionally satisfying. For me, a true heroic moment occurs when the protagonist finds the motivation to do something in a critical scenario that no one else can. They're the hero because they have an ability or an outlook that separates them in some way from the characters that surround them. In that moment, the hero must make a difficult choice that only they can make, a choice that will go on to define who they are from that point on and consequently alter the outcome of that scenario. While there's no scarcity of sequences like this in pretty much every blockbuster out there, the vast majority of them are pretty hollow and tend to leave zero emotional impression after the movie is over. The reason behind this is that most of these scenes are driven by the necessity that comes from the hero being forced to take action in their situation, as opposed to the hero making an active decision that goes against what is expected of them by not only those around them, but us as the audience. We know what the right thing to do in that scenario is, and so does the hero, but we don't know if they have the conviction or bravery to do it. There must be some kind of internal struggle before the decision is made, otherwise their choice will just feel easy, and if it's easy, it won't feel earned. This year we've had several great movies that have offered up great hero moments, but there's one that personally struck me far more than the rest. The now iconic No Man's Land scene in Wonder Woman probably features the best realization of the hero moment that I've seen in a really long time. Wonder Woman is far from a perfect movie, but the No Man's Land sequence has resonated with so many people for a reason. Watching Diana charge out onto that battlefield, risking her own life because she knows that only she can make a difference, because she knows that it's the right thing to do, no matter what everyone around her says, that is a moment of pure heroism that's earned by everything preceding it. The critical part of understanding the construction of any great heroic moment is knowing the journey that leads there and what the character stands for as they enter the scene. Mediocre moments tend to have the hero just suddenly engage in a passionless fight scene or fake out sacrifice themselves before the film's climax with little to no dramatic build beforehand, resulting in a moment that feels either lifeless or forced. Wonder Woman has the benefit of being a superhero film, and an origin one at that, so naturally the story here revolves around identity. Diana's personal question in the film is, who am I, and where do I fit into this world? This is her primary internal struggle throughout the movie. Every character around her tells her, you can't do this, you can't do that, that's not okay, that's not allowed, that's not possible. Diana is forced to suppress her instinctual need to fight for what she believes in because of the limitations placed on her by those she's surrounded by, but her passion for humanity and her inherent curiosity bars her from sharing their fear of the impossible. Diana may be naive, but being naive removes all the restraints of possibility that the people around her have placed on themselves. To her, if there's a problem, she can be the solution, and if innocent people are at risk, something must be done.
I cannot stand by while innocent lives are lost. If no one else will defend the world from Ares, then I must.
Diana is forced to suppress her instinctual need to fight for what she believes in because of the limitations placed on her by those she's surrounded by. We see her intense internal struggle with that inaction as it eats away at her conscience. By the time we reach the front line, Diana's frustration is boiling over. Director Patty Jenkins and her creative team do a fantastic job here of making this sequence an overwhelming experience. The constant explosions, the shouting, the cries of children, the horses, the mud, it all blurs into a cacophony of suffering punctuated by images of struggle that Diana is repeatedly told she can do nothing about. As she enters the trenches, she sees the morbid despair of the soldiers trapped in uncertainty, uplifted briefly by the positive aura brought about by the return of Chief. That right there is a nice little detail by Patty Jenkins because we see the temporary glimpse of inspiration that the soldiers can derive from the presence of a figure with heart despite the gloom.
My chief's back! He's back!
All right, let's move!
Steve continues to rush the party forward, and as he does so, Diana is grabbed by a Belgian civilian with a child. As she pleads to Diana to help save the town on the other side of no man's land, Diana hits breaking point. She immediately moves to act and is stopped by Steve. What's crucial here is the clash of ideology. What Diana and Steve want in this exchange is completely different, and that difference makes it clear to Diana which path she can choose: action or inaction. Steve is telling her again that she can't do anything to solve this situation, that helping these people is not possible, but we know that Diana just won't believe that. She's having everything she stands for challenged right now, and the hotter the conflict between them gets, the more tension surrounding her upcoming decision we begin to feel. The exchange builds and builds until we peak.
So what? So we do nothing?
No, we are doing something. We can't save everyone in this war. This is not what we came here to do.
And right here, as Steve is pulled away, Diana makes her choice.
No. But it's what I'm going to do.
That line right there is where it happens. That is the real moment of heroism, and it's what powers the emotion of the spectacle that follows. Diana makes a choice that defines who she is. If she has the power to do what's right, she'll do it.
Diana!
This is the moment Diana becomes Wonder Woman.
What the bloody hell is she playing at?
But the moment doesn't end there. The greatest moments of heroism are more than just the choice the hero makes and the action that follows. What's a hero to themselves? To them, they're just someone that believes they're doing the right thing. A hero is only a hero because people unable to do what they do uphold them to that status. The best heroic moments are the ones that have a flow-on effect, where the action taken by the hero inspires action in other characters too. And when all of this combines, it creates a sense of involvement and the feeling of emotional momentum for us as the audience. When Diana walks out onto that battlefield, her heroism inspires the Allied soldiers to overcome their own restraints, their own struggle, their own fear. Witnessing this woman do the impossible motivates action through awe, and their awe becomes our own. The moment has become an empowering movement, and we in turn feel like we're involved in something special.
Steve! Let's go!
Come on, go!
For me, the No Man's Land sequence in Wonder Woman delivers everything a heroic moment should. Diana isn't just saving the day, she's becoming who she was born to be. The filmmakers understand that the payoff is only as good as its setup, and put in all of the necessary groundwork required to build to a moment of heroism that feels genuinely earned. Combined with the powerful, surging score, Wonder Woman's public unveiling is a spectacle driven by sincerity over showiness, emotion over action, and heart above all else. It's a true moment of wonder. Well, this video is going to really challenge all the hardcore DC fans' opinions of us, isn't it? Anyway, I hope you liked the video. I hope you got something out of it. This was a topic I really wanted to talk about since first seeing Wonder Woman, because when I saw that scene, it reminded me of how a lot of blockbusters used to be, especially when I was a lot younger, the films that I kind of grew up with, like Lord of the Rings, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, even the Dark Knight trilogy. They just had these big moments that are always memorable because there was so much work put into actually building them. It's not like this type of thing that we get these days where moments are undercut with comedy or they're not set up at all, and it kind of just feels like the director directors wanted a cool action scene. It's like action is separate to story, where they should be together combined. So I really just wanted to commend Wonder Woman and the team behind it on pulling this off. And as always, let me know what you're thinking in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, you should do it, because we upload a lot of reviews, reactions, this type of analysis stuff. We do a whole lot of stuff. It's worth checking out. We also have a Patreon, which you can support us on if you want to see more of this content, if you want to see this content coming out faster. That is the easiest way that you guys can help us out with growing what we're doing here at this channel, because we want to keep doing more stuff like this. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, all at Breaking Banter. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in whatever our next upload happens to be.